How often do you think about time? Not the ticking of the clock, not the hours slipping through your day, but the true weight of it. Time, the only currency every man spends but can never earn back. We chase power, money, and respect. But what if I told you the most dangerous weapon a man can master isn't a gun, isn't an army, isn't even fear? It's time. My name is Thomas Shelby, and tonight I will teach you how to bend time to your will before it bends you into dust. Listen carefully, because this lesson will not be repeated. Every man wants more hours in the day. They complain, they cry out, "If only I had more time." But the truth? You don't need more time, you need sharper focus. You don't need longer days, you need a stronger grip. Most men waste time the way they waste breath, careless, unconscious, as if it will never run out. They sit with friends who add nothing to their lives. They drown in distractions that dull their edge. They fill their hours with noise. And then, when the silence comes, when their life flashes before their eyes, they finally see it. How much time they lost. But by then, it's too late. Time is ruthless. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care about your excuses. The clock will not pause for your weakness, for your fear, for your hesitation. And that is why the man who controls his time controls everything. Because when you treat time like the rarest resource, when you guard it like a fortress, you stop living like everyone else. You stop wasting. You start building. You stop waiting. You start acting. I learned this the hard way. In war, time is survival. A second too late and you're dead. A moment too early and you reveal your position. Every breath, every heartbeat matters. That battlefield taught me a truth no man forgets. Time favors no one, but it respects discipline. If you waste it, you die. If you master it, you live. And so I brought that lesson home. I cut away what was useless. I stopped chasing every invitation, every distraction, every comfort. I became ruthless with my hours. And in that silence, in that discipline, I built an empire while others slept. But let me ask you something. What do you waste your time on? Be honest. Is it scrolling, gossip, the comfort of sitting among people who make you feel safe but small? Do you say yes too often? Do you let others steal your hours without even noticing? You see, time is stolen not in big pieces, but in small ones. A minute here, a call there, a conversation that adds nothing, a habit that drains everything. And slowly, piece by piece, your life is taken from you. But a man who understands time, he is feared, because he does not live by the same rules. He doesn't rush, yet he is never late. He doesn't chase, yet he always arrives first. He doesn't complain of long nights or short days, because he knows time is not given, it is taken, controlled, shaped. And when you shape it, you shape destiny. That is why men like me appear untouchable. It's not luck, it's not chance, it's control of the one thing every man has, but most men waste. But understand this, the cost is heavy. Mastering time means sacrifice. It means empty rooms, declined invitations, the sting of discipline when everyone else is indulging. It means choosing focus over comfort, silence over chatter, strategy over distraction. And most men can't handle it. They run from silence because silence forces them to face themselves. They run from structure because it feels like chains. But those chains, they're the very tools that free you. Time rewards the man who endures its discipline. It punishes the man who runs from it. That is why you must decide now. Will you control your time, or will you be controlled by it? And if you're listening to me now, I want you to do more than just listen. I want you to act. Guard your hours. Cut away what wastes them. Treat every minute like it's a blade you can wield, not a rope tying you down. Because once you master time, everything else follows. Money, respect, power, all of it bows to the man who doesn't waste a second. This is just the beginning. Tonight, I've shown you why time is the sharpest weapon in your arsenal. But in the next part, I'll reveal how to bend it, how to use it, not just to survive, but to dominate. So, if you want to learn more, if you're ready to step deeper into this code, like this video, share it with those who need the truth, and subscribe. Because the lessons I give here, once they're gone, they're gone. And trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next.
Most men think time is their enemy. They fight against it. They try to escape it, but they lose every time. Why? Because time cannot be stopped. You cannot pause the clock. You cannot rewind the hours. But you can bend it. And that is where the real power lies. You see, bending time is not about slowing the clock. It's about controlling perception, yours and everyone else's. When you command your time, you appear calm while others rush. You appear steady while others stumble. And suddenly, people look at you differently. They think you're unshakable, untouchable. But the truth, you simply understand what they don't. The first way to bend time is through ritual. Every man has the same 24 hours, but not every man uses them with precision. Ritual is how you strip chaos from your day. Wake at the same hour, act with the same discipline, and you will see what others miss. The early morning, before the world wakes, is not just silence, it's ownership. That is the hour of kings, when no one calls, no one distracts, no one steals. In that silence, you build. The second way to bend time is through focus. Most men think they are busy, but they confuse activity with progress. They run around, multitasking, scattering their energy, and they wonder why nothing grows. Focus is your blade. When you give 1 hour of pure, undivided attention to a task, you cut deeper than most men can in 10. That is bending time, turning minutes into weapons. The third way? Patience. This is where most men break. They chase immediate rewards, quick pleasures, fast recognition. But the man who bends time understands that patience multiplies results. He plants seeds and waits while others dig them up too early. He builds slowly while others rush blindly. And when his moment arrives, he has an empire while the others have nothing but ashes. But bending time isn't just discipline, it's also strategy. You must learn to make others wait for you. Delay is a weapon. When they're desperate for your response, when they're restless in your silence, you hold the power. Never rush to answer, never rush to move. Make them wait. Make them bend to your rhythm, because the man who dictates the pace dictates the outcome. I've sat across tables from men who thought they were in control. They rushed their words, desperate to close the deal. I stayed silent. I let the clock tick, and with every passing second, their nerves betrayed them. Time exposed them, and when I finally spoke, my words carried the weight of patience. That is bending time. That is how silence becomes your sharpest weapon. But let me warn you, this control, this mastery, it doesn't come without pain. At first, you'll feel restless. The silence will gnaw at you. You'll crave distraction. You'll want to run back to noise, to comfort, to the crowd. Because bending time demands discipline most men don't have. But if you endure it, if you resist the pull of weakness, you will unlock something most men never touch: clarity. When you bend time, you stop reacting. You start creating. You're no longer dragged by the chaos of the world. You drag the world with you. Your actions become deliberate. Your choices become sharp. Your presence becomes commanding. And people notice. They don't know why they wait when you speak. They don't understand why they follow your pace. But they feel it. That aura, that control, that is the shadow of a man who has bent time to his will. Think about it. Every great empire, every legend, every feared man in history had one thing in common. They understood time. They didn't waste it. They didn't surrender to it. They shaped it. Napoleon, Churchill, Caesar, they knew when to strike, when to wait, when to retreat. Not because they had more hours, but because they commanded the ones they had. That is how empires rise. That is how men become immortal. So let me ask you, how will you bend your time? Will you keep chasing distractions, reacting to the noise, wasting hours you'll never see again? Or will you take control, slow down the chaos, and force the world to move at your pace? Because the man who bends time is not just powerful, he is feared. They fear him because he is unpredictable, untouchable, untamed by the same clock that enslaves everyone else. They fear him because he has turned the one thing every man loses into the one thing he controls. And that is the secret. You don't conquer the world by chasing it. You conquer the world by bending time, by making every hour serve you. Once you do that, no man, no army, no obstacle can stand in your way. This is the code of time, and in the next part, I will reveal its final truth, the price of mastery, and how time itself can make you immortal. Most men treat time like it's infinite. They act as if tomorrow is promised, as if next year is guaranteed. But let me tell you something. Time is not loyal. It owes you nothing, and one day it will abandon you. That's the truth most men can't face. They waste years chasing approval, chasing comfort, chasing distractions, only to look back and see nothing but ash. But a man who masters time doesn't waste it. He invests it. He plants it like a seed in the soil of discipline, and when the seasons pass, he harvests what others only dream of. That's the law. What you do with your hours today becomes your empire tomorrow. When you waste time, you bury yourself alive. When you bend time, you build something that outlives you. That's how immortality is forged. Not through wishes, not through prayers, but through legacy. And legacy is nothing more than the footprints of your time, pressed so deep into the earth that even death cannot erase them. I've seen men with armies crumble because they spent their time chasing pleasures instead of building power. I've seen kings fall because they confused movement with progress. And I've seen quiet men, disciplined men, invisible men rise above empires because they used every hour as a weapon. That's what time does. It doesn't care about strength, wealth, or popularity. It only rewards mastery. But mastery comes with a price. To command time, you must sacrifice what others worship. Comfort, distraction, approval. These are the currencies of the weak. The strong pay with silence, solitude, and discipline. And the world will mock you for it. They'll call you obsessed. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. But when the dust settles, when the empire rises, they will call you something else.
untouchable. That's the secret few ever discover. When you bend time, you are no longer mortal. Your days become stories. Your choices become monuments. Your discipline becomes the shadow they whisper about, even after you're gone. That is how legends are made, not by living long, but by using time so well that your presence echoes beyond your life. So I'll ask you one last question. What will you leave behind? Will your days vanish like smoke, forgotten as quickly as they came? Or will your time carve scars into history, scars so deep the world cannot forget them? Because every man dies, but not every man lives, and only a few, only the rarest of men, become eternal. Not through luck, not through fate, but through mastery of the one thing every man is given, and every man wastes: time. So bend it, command it, make it yours before it slips away. And when they speak your name, let it not be with pity or regret, but with fear, with awe, with respect, because you didn't just survive the clock, you owned it. That is the code, that is the law, that is the power of time. Now, if you've heard these words and they've struck something in you, don't just sit there. Write in the comments what time means to you, what you'll do differently starting today. Because words are nothing without action, and action is how you carve your legacy. If you felt this, if you want more lessons that cut deeper than the noise, then like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to this channel. Because here, we don't waste time. We bend it, we master it, and together we build legends.